It's Teneca. I used to play like that when I was a kid. Like, for real. Why is my hand shaking? Why is my hand shaking? Don't. Reposition the phone. So I recorded one video. There was a major project, and I cannot get a specific feature in the app that I'm using to record, because I tried to do something different outside of CapCut, and I recorded it in that app. Excuse me, in that app instead of on the phone, and it's bitten me in the ace. It got me. So some of what we talked about, right? Some of what we talked about. This was just a share of encouragement. I was just trying to encourage some people who I'd had recent conversations with that I really respected, and they dropped some layers of vulnerability with me, which obviously caused me just to reflect. And that's what it is like when you're relating to people. We are relating to each other. It's like we are relating to each other. Like, I meet people and it just pours out. And then I meet people and sometimes I pour out. Because anybody who knows me knows, that I am very emotional. I am extremely expressive. I have learned some very real lessons, though, in the last 4 or 5 years, about how I communicate and what I communicate to people. And there's so many things and hazards with that sharing that I did not see coming. And it's been really difficult to fight through that, and not allow myself to come out on the other side of some of these experiences scarred and jaded and closed off, and just with any blockages. I don't want my throat blocked, my voice muffled or blocked. I don't want to feel negatively about anything or anyone. I don't want the baggage. As I'm telling you, when I see some people that have, as they were transitioning out of this place, and some of the things that they talk about, it all goes back to nothing pertaining to money, nothing pertaining to the wealth that they acquired for themselves, nothing about their degrees, nothing about their property. They're talking about how they existed in every connection that they had, how they showed up. You guys, the one video, there's a portion of the video that you'll never get to see, so I'm still going to talk about it, was my grandmother, Zelma. My grandmother, she retired from the post office, the downtown post office where I live at. She retired from there, and I remember watching her work. In the evenings, she would leave, and not even in the evenings, she would leave at like 9 or something like that. And was it 9? Between 8 and 9, and she wouldn't come back until early in the morning. Before she moved her and her children into the house that she chose, which is right up the street from the state capitol. It's like in walking distance. Like, she is 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 streets from the state capitol. And she used to walk that whole distance, after having worked overnight. She was like Mr. Rogers. ZR would come home and change her clothes, shower, change her clothes, and go right out walking. And then come back after walking, sit down, read the newspaper, and then she was right out in that garden. And she had a massive garden in front of her house. This house, before it was renovated, used to have 5 bedrooms upstairs, 1 bathroom upstairs and 1 bathroom downstairs. It was just a ginormous house. And the point is that after she and her husband after she and her husband created 10 lives together, at least 10 lives together, they split. And she moved her family to this house, right? And when we would walk, I'm just a child walking with her. When we would walk the state capitol, she would talk about some of the things that she, her pieces of her journey, just sharing with me. And I did not know how valuable that was going to be. I had no idea. But she reminded me, from one oldest to the oldest daughter, to the oldest child of your tribe, or of your, but I'm the oldest daughter and the oldest child between me and my siblings. I'm one of the oldest females. I'm the second oldest female in my generation of her grandchildren. And actually, I'm not. I'm sorry. I actually have, there are 3. Yeah, there are 3. So that would actually make me 4. I'm the 4th oldest female. So I forgot about those other 2. And they both have the same name. Beautiful. My whole family is just beautiful. They're beautiful men and women. And again, history teaches us much. But anyway, Miss Zelma would tell me about how before she solidified that property, before she obtained the asset, that's the same neighborhood, the bordering neighborhood to the state capitol is a series of mansions. And to me, they're mansions. Because it's like, to someone that's never had, my mom and dad, I've never lived in a house, except for when we lived with other people. I've never, anyway, it is time. That's why I'm thinking about it so much lately. It is time. Anyway, she was the first person, and apparently she had the foresight, because my grandmother was talking to me about the women, generationally, our women in our culture. As Black women, she and we represent the women who we did try to do it right. We are all like, according to God, we are all fashioned and made to submit. But in a marriage, the most honorable of us women, we honorably and proudly take the submissive role, knowing that we don't have to. For some of us, it meant everything to be married to, and to support and nurture and love the men in our lives, our husbands, to be able to give him the satisfaction of not having to guess, are these your children? Is this your child? For him to know that he can close his eyes and wake up and his wallet will still be in wherever he left it, with all of his money in it. Or if the money was taken out, we are in positions of, we're trusted. We're trusted with that. She talked to me about things like that. For a child, it's like you're talking in code, Grandma. She wasn't saying, yeah, your grandfather was a this, that, and this center. She wasn't saying that. My grandmother was, she did everything with with so much integrity. Like it's actually a little bit intimidating, because it's like, can you stand up? Can you stand that tall in the same situation? Probably not. Hell, you didn't fell out of jobs and almost gotten evicted out of your house or your apartment, fallen out of friendships because you didn't have the compassion and the empathy and the patience the humility to stand down in a conversation. But she used to just talk about things like that, and how she catered to that those surrounding neighborhoods surrounding the Capitol. She made a business of cleaning those homes around the Capitol, and in doing so, she created some impenetrable connections and alliances and partnerships to people that just helped to give her information, not to give her the money, but to give her the information to catapult her career, her business, her home, her family. And she took every note she was supposed to, but she shared that with me. She introduced me to Clara Looper here in Oklahoma. She introduced me to a lot of great women who they too were very fiery spirited, like me. Like, not necessarily standoffish, but you definitely would wish that you wouldn't have if you ever came up against one of them, one of us. Um, that is, like, to move like that. And in her case, it was all in the name of Jesus. All in the name of Jesus. I miss her. And for a long time when I was younger, I did not feel like she loved me. I didn't feel like I was actually a part of the family, because of how I was responding to my traumas, things that they didn't even know that I was going through. On the surface, I appeared to be a troubled teen, and anytime something teenish, just typical shit that teenagers do, would happen, man, there are some people that were just dying to slap that black sheep profile on your girl, right? And my grandmother said, you need to be less concerned with what they're saying and be more concerned about what you're doing. So if you really didn't do that on purpose, if you really didn't mean anything by that, then let's see how you show up from here out, now that you do know how you are being perceived. What are you going to do with that? This is just one example of the many things that people that would try to raise their raggedy paws and try to slander me. It's like, I am not what I look like. I don't look like where I've come from, what I've come through. And I don't even need to say that, because really, even that is nobody's business. You know what I mean? Like, it's enough just living the life, you know what I mean? Just going through so many of the things that I've been through, without me having to invalidate or to validate your suspicion or what you think. She's the first person, the first woman that let me know that as many people love you to death. The people are the people in every situation. They'll turn on you just like that. And what matters is not, yes, I'm not saying that it doesn't matter when people hurt you, but what really matters more than anything is how you respond to it. Can you walk away from it when you sit and talk to God about it? Especially if it gets so bad that you're trying to call God to the scene, like to call God in the midst of you and another person to touch and agree. She was like, can you say that you didn't do anything to negatively contribute to a situation? Even greater point, can you confirm? Are you able to say that you did everything that you could to positively impact the situation? This is so deja vu. And something tells me that we should not be saying deja vu, even though I know what it is. I cannot explain it. This part is this is like an entire Matrix scene. Like, you guys have no idea. You have no idea. But anyway, I reflected on her and just some of the things that she shared with me and some of her lessons, because there is a subculture within the culture. Many things divide us. It's not just gender within a race. It's not just gender or the hierarchy in a family. The most successful to least successful, to degreed to non-degreed, to married or non-married. is we know who we are. We know each other by our deeds. I know you by your spirit. I know you by your aura, by the stamp of integrity, your spiritual reputation that you've built. Anyway, that's the reflection on Zelma, on my grandmother. She was an amazing woman who created amazing women. There was also a part in the recording that I lost forever. It's just gone to hell. It's gone. That I addressed some of the broken hearts and people that they know that they may have a special calling on their lives, or that they have, look my item. They know that they have a calling on their lives, or that they are the literal chosen. You will know if you are the generational curse breaker. You'll know. You'll know if you really just take a quick review of your life. We are like batteries to each other. This is not just in relationships, like your intimate relationships, but we are batteries to each other. And you can come into contact with people, and when you are moving with intention, positive intention, then then there are people that you'll come in contact with that you will, if you are in the position to enlighten and to assist, if you are called to duty. We could be and should be extending wattage, spiritual wattage to each other. Emotional wattage. Let me make that light a little bit brighter. Let me fortify, the relationship. Let me fortify or refortify your trust in yourself. Oh, you have this scarred perception of women when you come in contact with people who know better. We passionately, I'm not trying to disprove what you think you know about us, but I do mean to be a positive reflection of what it could be, of the fact that, good people do exist, that there's a person out there that would never do, you said this happened to you? There are some people out there that would never do that to you. And the reason it hurts you so bad is because maybe you were one of those people. And since you know about your own existence, if you're talking to me, if you think that about me, or if you even know one other person, if the only good person that you think you know is yourself, I mean, truly, the fact that you exist is your first morsel of proof that good people do exist, that loyal people do exist, that you have a friend that would never stab you in the back. You have a friend that when you vent about your hardships and about your broken heart, your friend would never take the information that you've given them and judge you with it, hurl it at you in an emotional, an impulsive, spat, like an argument, that they wouldn't just impulsively, drag up something that you shared with them that was sacred. Which leads me to the next topic, much less blackmail you. When you share information with someone and that conversation is not had on social media, it's not had in a room full of people, the fact that people give themselves the right to take information that they know they only got out of you because there was a layer of trust, a level of trust that had been established, or that they fronted so that it could appear that trust was established. But they siphoned information from you about yourself when you thought you were talking to someone that could be trusted. Whether it's that you are conflicted in your sexuality, whether you have an addiction of any kind, I'm not going to name any of the addictions that you could, because it's any addiction that you could possibly have. But I'm saying if you're vulnerable and you show that to someone as a seer of a sort and a knower of some things, there are so many secrets that it's like when I meet people, there are parts of their shield that they don't realize. Yeah, you might keep me from getting too close to you, so maybe we can't truly become friends. Maybe for the guys, like, maybe we'll never fall in love. You'll never fall in love with me. But that doesn't mean that I don't see you. I don't see your hurt and your hardships, that I don't see the things that you're battling with. If you're in a relationship and you think that that person is heterosexual like you, and you learn that they're not. So many they like to call men and women sluts and just a bunch of bad words to categorize who they are and what they are, without really understanding like their psyche or how they move or why they do what they do. I'm just saying, don't let these mother chuckers bully you with your information when you know you have an important message that you could be sharing with people. What if you're battle buddies for some of my veterans? Since I come from a family of veterans, I have some of the active friendships that I have are with veterans. Obviously we were not veterans when we were younger, they were just kids, but like now I know. But some of the things that they share about themselves and their struggles, and how before they learned that they had PTSD, from actually deploying, or they realized that they actually had suffered PTSD. They had unhealed things from their childhoods. They had unhealed things from previous marriages and relationships, and that information can be used, and that it has been used to shove someone into a box where only one person has the control over the volume. They mean to cover up, your story. They mean to cover up the truest reflection of yourself, because they are banking on your silence. They're banking on your invisibility. I send you prayers. I send you encouragement. May you be cloaked in divine invisibility from your enemies. May the mouths of your enemies be shut by the divine. The very spirit that gives us all life. The energy force, the source that gives us all life, that powers life, the life of all things on this planet. And why is the chicken coming to the car? He is of the fowl. You are not getting in the car. I haven't even started. I'm recording a video. I love you. I just started recording. He goes in the house. Have you brushed your teeth and washed your face for the day? No. I am protecting you. I'm probably going to cut this part out. The kind of stuff I talk about, I don't want nobody knowing.
Can you go to the store?
Like, can I take you to the store? I'll take you to the store.
Right now?
After I finish recording, give me like 10 minutes.
3?
10.
20? 10?
I'm going to bust you in the face.
Okay.
Wash your face and brush your teeth. Wash your face and brush your teeth. And if you say you did, I'm going to headbutt you through the car. Get out. I need to understand, how come teenage boys have a problem with taking a shower? Why won't you get in there and wash it all, okay? I have seen them do everything. They will get in the shower and wash their arms, wash their wrists. I call some of the ones closest to me, the way that the people in my family check their kids. This is before I ever even had kids. You've been in the bathroom for 30 minutes. Water, the walls are sweating, okay? The ceiling is dripping. You've been in the shower that long, and you come out, and your face is still dirty and oily, got stuff in your eyes. Also, they know to wash their hands, and they'll wash up to their elbows. So we just started smelling their backs. If I smell the back of your neck, this one used to get me because I'd be like, I can tell you ain't took a shower. You ain't even washed your face. He was like, I did take a shower. I washed my face outside of the. Like, why the hell are you lying? Stop lying about it. You are not missing out on anything. You can take a 7-minute shower or less, 5 minutes or less. It's been a big girl. I can take a shower in 5 or 7 minutes. So I know you can take a shower. Why? Anyway. Oh, he's like, yeah, I got pimples. It's just puberty. The counselor said it's just puberty. No, is she not washing your face, sucker? Wash your face. We brush our teeth.